Howdy y'all! Bigo back again with more Suikoden for kind of a bonus video. The video I ran at the beginning is basically how the scene takes place right before the final war battle. If you've managed to recruit Leon Silverberg before you capture Kasim Hazil, and subsequently get everybody else before that time too, Gremio gets revived. Now, I loaded up an older save file of mine that I've had on one of my memory cards from a long time ago. And, actually, first of all, make up for some mistakes I've made in the past. Like this. In this save file, I've actually completed this mural. And there it is. This is what happens if you can find all the different colored paints in the world and give them to Ivanov. Okay, next we're gonna just go straight on towards the end. We've got Gremio on my team again, and I felt like I didn't give Lester his proper due last time by allowing him to actually help us kill the final boss. So there he is, and we also have another special guest. Sansuke the Bathmaker! Yes. Yes, indeed. That is, in fact, how this is gonna go down. Okay. Take me to... Grigminster, there we go. Duh. Now, the save file I loaded up was at a save point right before the boss, so we don't have to fight those troops every step of the way. Now it's just random encounters. It's fine though. Yes! I like that axe, or that saw animation. Ooh, okay. I think a couple of my people might be level 61 by the time I get to the top of this. Yeah. You know what? I think that thing's probably got a lot of health. Let's just eat his soul! Yeah! That'll serve us quite well. So my only other option would have been to replay the entire game up to that point and that time do it right. But then I remembered that I actually did have an old save file where I'd already done that, and I just needed footage of Gremio's resurrection. Which is literally the only different scene that happens because of that. Well, I mean, and the fact that we've got Gremio again as well. Oh. Alright. That's still a pain in the ass, so... sending you all to hell! So really, even though I've kind of gone back and forth on the issue, at the end of the day, joke characters are viable. It's just here at the end, you absolutely have to have Victor and Flick on your team. The game will have it no other way. So you can only really afford to have one other short-range person, in this case Sansuke. It's just the thing about novelty characters like them is that they don't get many magic spots, or many magic points. Otherwise, really, all it is a matter of the fact that you know, that's pretty much it, really. They just don't accumulate much magic. They actually do get fairly physically strong, as we've seen with Lester. Level 61. Once your characters make it past level 60 in this game, their stat increases are kind of halved a bit. It's really cut down a lot. That's what I know for sure. It's really, really hard to level up your characters and past that point anyways. That's by far one of the best attack animations in the game. Given to a character that you'd probably never see use it because, you know, who wants a bath maker on their team? Let's just eliminate him. But I mean, really, the variety in this game is staggering. It's just... there's a whole lot of knights and a decent amount of magicians. But also, you know, it's cooks and craftsmen and such like that. It's just a little wacky. It's fine though. Been playing too much Saga Frontier. Getting the confirm and cancel buttons backwards. Early PS1 generation games, especially from Squaresoft at the time, and you'd know this with like Final Fantasy VII, they had a tendency to go with the Japan standard, and the Japan standard being that circle is confirm and X is cancel, whereas normally it's the other way around here in America. I don't know why it's that way, but having different games that go back and forth on the issue really sometimes confuses my fucking fingers. Slow down a little bit. Where's the end of this hallway? There it is. Okay. Let's break out some mega medicines. He needed it. Alright, let's do this. I'm not gonna bother with his speechifying again. We've already read it before. He's like, my empire has crumbled before me. Now all that stands before you is a broken man. But I shall not go lightly! And then he turns into a dragon. Because it's apparently the power of his sword. Remember the strategy. Take out the head on the left first. Wow, Gremio. Yours is not the strongest magic either, is it? I think the middle head's the one that's like immune to magic, right? No? Is it just certain types of magic? Yeah, it's immune to thunder magic, that's for damn sure. They're trying to saw that dragon's head in half. Okay, I gotcha. Ow! I don't remember him using that move on me before. I'm gonna use Rain of Kindness. No, the strategy is basically the same. Ooh, nice critical. You're sort of our designated healer anyways. Ball of lightning. I'm more or less softening up the one on the right, so that when the one on the left dies, the one on the right's not far behind it. Gotta make sure I don't kill it first, though. Keep on making a fuss. See where it gets you. I wonder if for that judgment spell, those 4 spirits are supposed to be the souls that my soul reader rune has actually absorbed up to this point in time. They really don't like Victor. But he does have enough health to survive another hit, so... just gonna... No. Oops. There we go. Alright. It's more damage than I'd be able to do to one otherwise. On running with this way. It shouldn't have much life left as far as I know. Ow! Ah, now he's hurting. That's fine. Victor was built for tough. He's not gonna go down that easily. First set should be dropping out pretty soon, right? Ouch! It's good time for a Rain of Kindness. I think for the most part, especially with fire magic, since fire magic is meant to hit a whole bunch of enemies in a row anyways, that level 2 and below magic is just not useful outside of the early game. his death is... Oh, sure. We can try it, though. Ain't no law against it. I just don't find much use in it. This is a little bit more damage, but at the same time, it bars the ability to get a critical hit, so I could potentially be doing more damage. So I'm just gonna go with that instead. In fact, at this point, it's just, yep, wail on the final head till it goes down. Water of kindness this time. I have no regrets bringing Sansuke into this. His little sighing animation has been a joy to watch. Get him! Yeah, just free will. Dude, my guy's getting critical hits like every single turn now. Oh, and now he's out to kill Flick. Ooh, that one got a little close. A little too close for comfort, honestly. Oh, not that time. It's gonna get the final blow. I hope it's Sansuke. Nope. Also, while the revival of Gremio is a fine reward for collecting all 108 stars of Destiny, Gremio himself is a very basic character. It's not like he's OP and you want him. It's sort of more of an emotional connection the game expects you to have with him. But you really kind of don't. He's not annoying in the way he tries to always guard the young master's life. But... Wow! At the same time, just the way he's presented as an overbearing guardian. You can't... It's hard to connect to something like that. So, you know, in the end, I mean, you're sad that he sacrificed himself and that he died, but having accepted his loss and begun to move on, just the reward of, at the end of the game, him coming back to life, it doesn't really serve that much purpose. And he still appears as a dead spirit! I got kind of a weird, scary thought just now. Gremio came back to life as a soulless sociopath. Because his soul's still in the Soul Eater, apparently. Unless Leknat just gave him a random soul she had lying around. Because other than what he says right after he comes back, there's really not much more from him you get out of him. It's not like a missing piece of the story. I'm not trying to excuse the fact that I fucked up getting him on my normal playthrough. I'm just saying that as a character, his death means a lot, but his revival means so little. Because he's just such an average character. I just realized I put one extra S in Barbarossa's name when I've been uploading the last couple of episodes. I'll fix that. At which point this comment I just made will no longer make any sense. The Emperor jumped off the top of the castle, and him and Wendy went through every single support column on the way down. It's time to get the hell out of here. Whee! Oh, this time when Flicker... I just tried to combine their names. Flicker. This time when Flicker and Vic jump out of my party, it's not going to slow me down. Because, Lester is the one with the Holy Rune this time. One of the things about this, though, is that you can upload your save file to the second game, and doing so allows you to recruit the main character of this game in the second one. It's really a pain in the ass, because anytime he leaves your party, or anytime your party is emptied, which happens a lot in that game, if you want him back, you can't just talk to the person who lets you change recruits. You have to walk all the way back to Gregminster to get him. Every time. And I'd heard, before I'd done it, that having Gremio still alive at the end of this game, when you upload your save file, you'll be able to recruit him too in the second game. That's not true. That's not true at all. I believe he is still there, though, if I recall correctly. But yeah. Constantly going back to Gregminster to get him on my team. In fact, one time, the game emptied out my party. I went and got him back on my team, went to do the next story part, and the next story part was something that put my character to sleep, so that he woke up with his party emptied. I screamed pretty loud internally at that point. Blah, 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 blah. Howdy, hooray, we did it! I like this remix of it, this song. Sadly, though, even now, there was no saving Matthew from his mysterious sudden anime illness. That crept on him, up on him all of a sudden, here right towards the end of the end of the game. And you know it's the kind of incurable sudden anime illness Because even the Master Doctor, Liu Kang, has no way of healing it. And this is a man that had a cure for dragons, could easily make a vaccine to protect you from flesh-eating pollen, but he can't cure one man's simple cold, and Matthew died because of that. And I think this might have been different. With Gremio alive, my guy actually becomes the president. I wasn't really paying attention when I beat the game last time. I was very annoyed with myself. Humphrey takes Futch and goes up to the Joustin city-state. Pesmerga leaves looking for Uber and was never ever seen again. Gremio just silently follows me around. Victor's missing in the final battle. He definitely didn't go to the city-state of Joustin. Neither did Clive. Neither did Flick. Cruets. Although there was a whole lot of backstory about him, other than him and Humphrey were one-time enemies. Not gonna build it in a tree this time, are you, Carcass? I mean, it would sort of make sense for you guys to rebuild it in a tree, but at the same time, your last tree caught fire. It didn't necessarily have to be a special burning mirror to destroy your whole town. It could have just been a stray lightning bolt in a thunderstorm. And then Hicks and Tengar were never seen again. Never. And Varkas and Sidonia, they, was Sidonia in the other one? Varkas is in, the second one. Bull crap! Leon Silverberg did no such thing. You guys, if this does ever reach a slightly wider audience than just the couple of friends I know who watch my stuff on the reg, you should definitely check out the Suikoden series. You can get the first and the second one on the PlayStation 3 PSN store. And the first one's a good game, but the second one is better in every single way. And if you like the first one, well, I mean, if you liked a lot of the characters in the first one, then you're in luck, because there's a good number of them that make a return in the second one as well. Of course, if, you know, RPGs aren't your cup of tea, but you still liked watching this, I could recommend you go over to my buddy Fistlab's channel. He did a full playthrough of Suikoden 2, and it's pretty entertaining. I think there are a couple of parts with... I think there might be one or two parts with no commentary in there, but generally he's got some pretty goofy things to say. He tends to be a little bit more animated than I am most of the time. Mostly because he can just stream of consciousness stuff out of his mouth. Me, I sort of have to... There has to be things happening in the game that garner an appropriate reaction from me. That's sort of how I work. Maybe that works better, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Oh, good old Santa Claus went back up onto his mountain to blacksmith all by himself. Kiramimi went back to the village of the kobolds. Gon decided to continue posing as a kobold when it's really just a terrier in a suit. Meant to be training for homemaking. Still tossing dice at Kaku. Still giving out completely free money. Still full of flowers. Working as a maid at Marie's Inn. Telling people to go on difficult annoying, tedious trading quests to get her soap. And then showing them that she has soap the entire time. Oh, you son of a bitch, Crin! What an asshole. Fucking Crin. Is the ending picture different? Well, I guess we'll see after the credits. This game was produced by Kitaue Kazumi. See if I can see any names that I recognize in here. Probably not. I'm not the most acquainted with Konami names, aside from Hideo Kojima and Koji Igarashi, both of whom I know had nothing to do with this game. Miso Soup Ukiki, Sukiyaki Bunmei, Harry Inaba, Usagi-san team, Rabbit, Mr. Rabbit team, basically. Man, this was still back in the days when Konami knew how to have fun. Now, of course, money is their number one objective, and anybody else can go fuck themselves. Tappy! So, I guess I kind of signed off a little early last time, but I guess I can go into it a little bit now. This does happen to be... just the PS1 in general was probably my favorite time in gaming. So many wonderful games. And not just RPGs, but honestly, mostly RPGs. It's just... it was all great, and this game itself was a really good start to a great series. A series that has had a couple of missteps with Suikoden Tierkreis, or whatever, for the DS. And honestly, I'd say Suikoden Tactics for the PS2 was a pretty big misstep as well. But that's just personally my opinion. If you liked it, good for you. I'm actually happy. You can find games you like. And I'm totally okay with you having that opinion. I really enjoyed this one, though. Guess me and Gremio set off for adventure in the middle of the night. Aw, and there you go. The proper picture. My guy staring off into the sun, with Gremio standing right behind him, saying, "Shield your eyes, young master, the sun is bright." And then, walking up behind him and putting his hands over his eyes anyways to shield him from the sun. Alright. Well, this was a more proper end to Let's Play Suikoden. Otherwise, I guess I'm the DOM Big O. And I shall see you next project, I guess.